All right, back with another video. Um, um, this is gonna be about the obviously by the title. I'm gonna talk about the conference championship game from the past weekend. The Kansas City. I'm gonna start with Detroit first. There's been a lot of. I'm from Michigan. There's been a lot of people rooting for Detroit, even outside of Michigan. So, I kind of, to be honest, I kind of lowered my expectation for the Lions. I kind of knew that there was a chance they were going into this game. They wasn't the favorites to win. The 49ers were, and I had the to be honest, I wanted the Lions to win. Like basically the Lions was in my heart. I wanted them to win, but I was using my brain. The 49ers are better than the Lions right now. So I picked the Niners. But if the Lions would have won, I would have been happy that they were going to the Super Bowl. They never made it that far ever. The furthest they ever made it was the conference championship game, and they made it and they lost. So it is what it is. I mean, I just hate the fact that now that the Lions lost, fans and people that aren't really diehard Lions fans or they were supporting the team, they talking about the thing is rigged and all of this, and I'm like, I think it's the way they lost the game. I truly believe that if the Lions would have lost by like a point, maybe they have been saying the same thing. Maybe they wouldn't be saying the same thing. But I just think the Lions were supposed to lose. But the fact that they were up 21-7 at one point in the game, and then it was 24-7 at halftime, and some reason the 49ers went on a run and Dan Campbell's coaching came into play. But the thing is about Dan Campbell, him going forward on fourth down and all of that, he's been doing that all year. If you've been watching the Lions, he's been doing that all year. This ain't nothing different from anything he's ever done. This ain't new. This ain't rocket science. Maybe for the people that haven't been watching the Lions play all year, but he's been doing it all year. I mean, it is what it is. But and I know Dan Campbell had his comments after the game. He was like, man, we might not make it back. And, some people gave him flack for it, but I think Dan was trying to say it's hard to make it back to these places. And once you make it this far, you got to capitalize on it. And they didn't. They didn't. They lost the game. I hated the way they lost the game. They blew a lead. They had like a 17-point lead and they blew it. So, I mean, it is what it is. I think the Lions can get back here. They just got to, I mean, it's part of the territory. And I'm gonna be honest, the Niners, they were here last year. They just lost to Philly. So it is what it is. Sometimes you gotta lose to learn from your mistake, what mistakes you made to lose. So I think the Lions will be all right. They should be good. But the Niners, they're going to the Super Bowl. Um Brock played okay. I mean, he's been playing okay the whole playoff, so I'm really not expecting too much out of Brock Purdy, but we'll see what happens with him. Christian McCaffrey and Debo, they're gonna be all right. I think the Niners gonna be all right. I'm not picking them to win the Super Bowl though, but I think they'll do okay in the game. But I don't got them winning because I'm gonna transition to the next game. I ain't got much to say about the Niners, but I'm gonna transition. Um, the Chiefs beat Baltimore. Now I had Baltimore winning, beating the Chiefs and advancing to the Super Bowl. I was rooting for Lamar. I rooted for Lamar most of this playoffs. But I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what the offensive coordinator was thinking for Lamar. I'm a I don't want to say I'm a Mahomes fan. I'm a Mahomes supporter. But I like Mahomes. I mess with Patrick Mahomes. I mess with Lamar Jackson too. I love both of these quarterbacks, both of these teams. I just was rooting for Baltimore because I felt Lamar, this might have been his year, and it wasn't. And for some odd reason, I'm gonna start with the Chiefs. I mean, I'm gonna start with the Ravens before I talk about the Chiefs because the Chiefs, I don't really have much to say about them. It's gonna be plain and simple with the Chiefs, but Lamar and them, they got away from what makes him great and what makes him unique from other quarterbacks is running the ball. For some odd reason, his offensive coordinator said, we're going to ditch the run game and we're going to drop back 82% of the time and you're going to throw the ball, which is very, very not Lamar. That's not his game. And I don't know why the offensive coordinator decided we're going to throw. And then, especially by the way the Chiefs defense was playing him the whole game, and it was like, what are y'all doing? I mean, they got away from what, like I said, they got away from what make Lamar special. And they decided to play. I don't know, but for some odd reason, I always felt like when these guys, these teams like Lamar, Josh Allen, Joe probably don't do it that bad. When they play up against Mahomes, I don't know. I feel like they saying, "Oh, we gotta outdo him. We gotta keep up with him. We gotta just play your game. If you play your game, you're gonna win." I think Joe Burrow and probably Tom Brady, they the only two dudes that beat him in the Patrick in the postseason, and they played their game. They wasn't, oh, I gotta outdo him. I gotta do this. Maybe they did play up to his level, like throw for 300, throw touchdowns, you know. But they played their game. They wasn't getting away from what got them there. That's my issue with Buffalo and the Ravens, and I don't know who else Lamar played in the. I mean, not Lamar. Who else Mahomes played in the playoffs? I don't know, but I just felt like the Ravens just got away from what made Lamar Lamar. His defense did their job. They stopped him. Mahomes, they didn't even score a point in the second half. I believe they didn't score nothing. They didn't even get a field goal. But what kept Mahomes and them in the game was their defense. Their defense was getting stops on Lamar. And Lamar, I was like, bro, are y'all going to run the ball? You don't even have to run the ball with the running back. They could have ran the ball with Lamar, and that would have been good enough right there. They didn't want to do that. I'm like, bro, I don't know what to say for y'all at this point. And I was rooting for Lamar. I thought it was his time. It was his turn to win the Super Bowl. You know, he's about to win his second MVP this year. So, but it's like, bruh, you got to get over this hump. I just feel like Lamar isn't over the hump, you know, for him to put himself in that conversation with Patrick or, you know, anybody else. Because Lamar and Patrick, they're one of three QBs to win MVP for the last, what, 4 or 5 years or something like that. It's been Lamar, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes. Them the only three quarterbacks that's been winning MVP for the past couple of years or so. Like, it's insane. But yeah, that just shows how the Ravens played. I just think the Ravens just got away from what makes them the Ravens, what made them good this year. But I'm gonna move on to Kansas City. Patrick, I got them winning the Super Bowl. There's one guy in the game currently. It used to be Tom Brady, but it seemed like Patrick is turning into Tom when it comes to he's taking his team places. He's taking them to the Super Bowl, and they're competing to win championships, and people don't like it. They're gonna get tired of it. Same thing happened to Brady. I think it's gonna be the same thing with Mahomes. I got them winning the Super Bowl. They're gonna be my Super Bowl pick. I think Mahomes and them just beat the best team that was in the NFL this year, which was the Baltimore Ravens, and they got past them. I think Baltimore defense is better than the Niners defense from what I've seen. But what's crazy is I don't know. It just I think Mahomes is starting to realize, like, man, if I don't turn the ball over, the offense look a lot different from what it used to look like. But I think Mahomes realized if I don't turn the ball over and I become basically a game manager, you know, I hate saying game manager because it's like you're in the NFL, you're a quarterback, but it is what it is. If Mahomes like, oh, if I protect the ball, we run the ball, and I don't do too much, and we win these games, we could make it far in the playoffs. Like, just imagine if Mahomes used that tactic in the regular season. Because, you know, regular season, Mahomes tried things. He's going to throw picks or whatever. But there's times where he's disciplined. And Mahomes is disciplined. I think he's disciplined when he wants to be. But when the playoff time comes, I just think he's one of those guys you just don't bet against. And I got them winning a Super Bowl. I got them beating the Niners. I know a lot of people they're tired of seeing Patrick Mahomes win or whatever, but him and Andy Reid, they just know what it is. But I also believe it's not even just Mahomes that's makes that team just go to, especially this year. I think the defense is better than the offense this year. Their defense was getting stops on Lamar and them. They caused them to get 2 turnovers. Zay Flowers, he fumbled in the end zone. Ladarius Sneed popped the ball out when he jumped over the plane, and it was a touchback. And I was like, man, that is crazy. I don't know. I just wasn't expecting 10 points from Lamar and them. That game was crazy. I think the game was good, but I also felt the game wasn't really close. It never really was close. But yeah, the Super Bowl's in 2 weeks. I don't want to be too long on this video. I just wanted to talk about the conference championship games. The Super Bowl in 2 weeks. I might make a video after the Super Bowl, maybe before. I'm probably gonna do it after. I really wanted to talk about football because I really ain't been doing the pod. I'm supposed to be getting back to that. Me and Emilio are supposed to be getting back to doing podcasts pretty soon. And he don't really talk about football as much, like I said in my last video. But I felt like let me make my own football video. That way I don't gotta talk about it in the podcast. But yeah, Super Bowl in 2 weeks. I think the Pro Bowl this weekend or so. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I got Baltimore winning. I mean, not Baltimore. I got Kansas City winning the Super Bowl. I had Baltimore, but I got Kansas City beating the Niners. But we'll see what happens. If any other NFL news happen or whatever, I'll make a video. But my next NFL video probably gonna be after the Super Bowl. So yeah, we'll see we'll see if Kansas City win the Super Bowl. I got them winning. It's just hard to bet against somebody like Mahomes. Dude got like 14 playoff wins and 3 playoff losses. And Peyton Manning, he's tied with Peyton Manning right now. Peyton Manning played 18 years almost, damn near. Like it's just crazy. I mean, he's just becoming one of them players that they just got it. They supposed to be where they supposed to be at. They're that special of a player. And Mahomes, I think he just separated himself from all the other quarterbacks at this point.